Welcome to Opinions Like Ales, everybody. Your favorite pop culture podcast where we have opinions and most of them stink. My name is Michael Zampino. With me, as always, is Hilton Price.
Do you find since you've had children that you
Since
get to...
you've been gone, since you've had kids.
Okay. Man, Kelly Clarkson is great. We don't talk enough about how great she is. But anyway, since you've had kids, have you noticed that you don't get to see late night as often as you did?
Oh, do you tell me? 9:30, baby. I am ready for bed.
I'm going somewhere with this, and then we'll bring on our guests. We've got some awesome guests this week. I'm working for the Tulsa Ballet. As you all know, it's fantastic. I love it. I'm working Cinderella this weekend. Cinderella, brand new world premiere choreography happening at the Tulsa PAC this weekend. I'm working it. I'm there on Thursday. It is a 3-act ballet. And after the second act, so the second intermission, half the audience left.
Oh.
Like, we were worried that we needed to position ourselves by the door and be like, it's not over.
Yeah.
And we realized that what it was, they all had kids. And all these parents
School night.
were hitting, like 9 o'clock. And they're like, oh, we got to go home, And I'm just like, wow, man, kids, you only get to see 2/3 of the ballet if you have kids.
It is hard to fuck around past 9 o'clock.
It is.
Once you got kids.
Yeah.
You can't party like you used to.
Makes me glad I
We
only
don't see
rented.
Last Call anymore.
You
Like
guys
Evan
haven't
does.
introduced me yet, but that's why I don't have intermissions for my shows.
Because
people can leave.
People would leave.
Yeah.
Agreed. Evan's back.
Also, if your stand-up comedy show is long enough to have an intermission, you made a mistake.
You did indeed. Evan's back. If you're wondering, why is Evan back? We just heard him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he was just here.
Just here. But this week he brought a friend. Muriel Furion is here. Glad to
Farian.
have you. Farian.
Yeah.
Farian.
Already. And it wasn't even me that asked.
I know.
And I'm the one that screwed it up.
It's okay.
I thought too hard about it. I'm sorry. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Muriel, of course, the creator of many known properties in entertainment, Strawberry Shortcake, the Care Bears, the Get Along Gang, all properties that you've had a hand in creating. And yet, somehow, some way, some why, you're in Oklahoma. And not touring the world.
How did that happen?
Well, I work for a corporation.
Ah.
And I work for hire, which means you don't get royalties.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd be living on the Silver Coast of Cleveland, Ohio, and you would never have met me.
The
Cleveland,
Cleve.
huh? My mom's side of the family's from Cleveland.
I say, this
Cleveland
is what I
Heights.
say. People say, from Cleveland. I go, yes, I'm a skinny little girl from Cleveland, Ohio, from the Rust Belt, and proud of it.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, my mom's from Cleveland Heights.
Fleet of the Cleve, man. That's what you got. That's the
My
that's the
aunt and
hidden
uncle,
paradise.
my aunt and uncle had a deli in Little Italy for a long time.
That's
Yeah.
the best place to eat.
Yeah,
Really?
my whole family's
Forever.
got the vowels for last name and the last names.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, that's
the Manzos. That's who it was.
I think
That
Muriel
family.
basically just said Oklahoma's better than the world, or better than anywhere else he could be, is here.
that's
I didn't hear that.
not quite what I picked up.
I say that Tulsa is my right size of city with the right kind of people.
I always say that Tulsa's like a little spot of purple in this very red state. You know?
Well, it is actually. It's if you look up the demographics, I love demographics.
Yeah.
You look up demographics, and Tulsa, Midtown and downtown is the most Democratic
yeah.
area, and the most Republican, most conservative area in Oklahoma is Broken Arrow.
That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's,
Isn't that interesting?
It is
it
interesting,
is.
and
It is,
the real here's a real shocker for you. This blew me away. So, without going into too much detail, I have a trans teen, and it's very hard to find places for him to play certain sports, obviously, because we're in Oklahoma.
Oh.
But we did find a co-ed. Or I'm sorry, no, it wasn't a co-ed. Anyway, we found a little volleyball league in Broken Arrow, of all places.
Yeah.
That was accepting.
wow, that's
That shocked me. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, the place in Broken Arrow is cool with it?
yeah. You would expect.
I was like, this feels like a trap.
I've got a show I'm doing in Broken Arrow in a couple months. I just got booked the other day. I'm really excited about it. I don't perform in BA a lot, and I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about my set this morning, just thinking ahead, and I was like, I wonder, should I do a joke like, y'all got gay people here, or am I the first one? But
They're like, we got two.
yeah,
I might be on that show too. Is that the Angela Teague show out there?
it is spoilers.
Yeah, I think I'm on that too.
yeah, the one at the
Picks and plug spoilers.
Go Theater or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
She hit me up a while back too.
in April.
Yeah, I think it's in April. Yeah.
Look at you and me gonna be hanging
know,
out,
right?
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Look at us.
Mike, Muriel, you guys got to come to that show.
Okay, fine.
Well, I don't know because I'm booked for a
All
bunch
of April.
stuff.
I might be.
busy
I
that
might be
month.
busy too.
I like that. No, you're not.
I'm booked in Denver
Wow.
for the toy convention.
Okay.
That is one nice thing. So you were working on contract, creating these characters, but you still get to, you can still draw them and sell
Well,
drawings and original artwork, right?
No one stopped me.
Love it.
So we're working in Airbud rules territory where there's nothing in the rule book that says you
You
can't.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, I actually wrote my letter like, I should still be able to do my drawings and then talk in front of people and do that, and no one responded.
Yeah.
Well,
So I guess they don't care.
yeah.
Well, and
Ask for forgiveness, not permission, right?
Right.
exactly.
Well, and if they decide, like,
To be fair, you asked.
oh, we're going to sue this little old lady that created all this, we won't have any problem with that. No, they would have some major.
Oh yeah, there'd be
problem
some
with that.
blowback.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'd have all of us up there
that
causing
is some
Yeah.
bad
like
press.
torches and pitchforks, just rabble, the whole thing.
But I really do stick to my own selling site and all that kind of stuff.
Fair enough.
Nice.
And I bet the response from people you meet has got to be neat, just because these are characters that so many people grew up with and just have just such a strong fondness for.
Yeah, it's exciting and fun, but it also is devastating sometimes because, as I put it, people have fractured childhoods, and some of that comes out, and they can't tell anybody, but they can tell the woman that just designed the things. They can tell me things they won't tell anybody else because nobody else will really understand why they had to have a Care Bear, why they loved all the shortcake things, and it's devastating.
That's powerful, though.
I had a person sitting across from me, a big guy, big biker guy, and he thinks it was fun. People coming in and talking about, why they love strawberry. And then one woman comes in and had a devastating story. This big dude started crying, and he had to move away.
Yeah.
But I stay pretty solid.
I will say that where about in the country were you when Strawberry Shortcake came about?
It's all Cleveland.
You were in Cleveland. Okay.
I worked for the big corporation American Greetings, which
That's-
was at that time 10 to 15,000 people, had 350 creatives.
And you started as an artist doing, was it greeting card work with them?
I was a humorous and juvenile planner.
Wow.
Okay, my father said, just say you're from the Department of Funny Ideas.
Nice.
And that's fine,
That's great. I like that idea. I'm going to use that from now
Yeah.
on. The reason I asked is because I wondered if it was somewhat regional, because my childhood growing up, even as just a regular hetero white boy, it was dominated by images of Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when I think of my youth in the 80s, the images that come up are your standard, your Transformers, but Strawberry Shortcake's in there every time.
Yeah.
Well, this is the reason. So I was doing greeting cards, and the Shortcake didn't have her name yet, and she was something that I was doing. A series to fit in between the holidays. And the guy that made Star Wars a big licensing phenomenon, Bernie Loomis, who owned General Mills, who was the head of, CEO of General Mills, came to American Greetings, probably came to Hallmark too, I don't know, and said, what do you have that could be just as big as Star Wars? What?
Oh, cool.
What? And so the person that headed up he was the vice president of creative, which is a big shot, and he had his briefcase. Now, he was also the artist behind Ziggy.
Okay.
Ziggy was huge.
Well, and Tom Wilson was a genius. So anyway, creative genius. And
I had several Ziggies.
And he had
Yeah.
picked up his portfolio and pulled out the portfolio, and Shortcake was the fifth thing he pulled out. Well, first he pulled out Ziggy.
Okay.
Bernie Loomis says, not for girls. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So it pulls out the Shortcake and goes, that's it. It's going to be dolls. It's going to be clothing. It's going to be decor. It's going to be animation. And it's going to be amusement park. Well, it never became an amusement park.
Did everything else though?
Everything else.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
sheets, the clothes, everything. I
So that's
remember.
how it all started.
My little cousin was
So
just
we were given
decked out.
So we were given $1,000 to develop a whole program.
Wow.
And you could not do it on. You had to still do your work, right?
Right.
And nobody from marketing was allowed to see you do this. So it was like
That's so interesting.
Is it crazy? And then they got
Very
to a point
top
and said,
secret.
we can't sell this unless we have a doll. Somebody's got to make a doll. Well, we're all like 2D artists, right? And I said, my sister can sew. Mm-hmm. So she has 6 kids. She'll have time.
Just signing her up for it.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. We have to do that sometimes. My wife does that all the time. Oh, Michael's got you. And then I do? That's awesome. Man.
I can see where there was that desire to create more marketable franchises in that time, right around following on the heels of Star Wars. And sure enough, I'm not as familiar with Get Along Gang, but Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake really met that need. I mean, throughout the 80s, those just grew and grew and grew
Yeah,
in terms
amazing.
of the number of characters. And I remember Care Bears had the spin-offs with the non-bear animals, like the lions and tigers and
Yeah,
stuff.
cousins.
The cousins, the Care Bear cousins. Yeah, exactly.
That's what we got a couple of those out there.
Really?
Yeah, we got the little
Yeah.
elephant and
So I did Shortcake, did my first drawing in 77, but that was for the greeting cards. She came out in end of 79 to make the Christmas rush, and then 80 was her big year.
Nice.
And then Care Bears resulted from a retreat I took out of creatives.
Yeah.
So we was like, what's going to be your retreat? We're going to go to a bear convention, a teddy bear convention. We go, come back.
that sounds amazing.
And the president,
Cuddly.
the president of the company comes out, his name Ralph Schaefer, and he said, "So what's the big idea?" And I go, "Bears." And he goes, "No, duh, that's where I sent you." I said, "No, but we're going to be different because that's who we are." And bears have always been popular, and that's where the colors came in, and the stuff on the stomach were the best-selling sentiments greeting cards.
Remind me, what are they called? The things on their
I'm not sure. I know when they shoot them, it's the stare, the Care Bear
Care Bear
stare.
stare.
Well, that came later.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
with
Yeah.
the things. Well,
Where they got
so,
powers.
so they had like 3 of us draw the Care Bears, how we saw it, and they didn't want me to win because I was still working on
Oh,
Strawberry Shortcake. They didn't want me to be the one that does it because
Yeah.
I was busy.
yeah.
And they go, "Okay, it's Muriel." So they called me the Magic Hands, where I work. Those characters from Cleveland.
those characters from I was
Well,
just
sure.
seeing that. Yeah.
Well, and I mean that's a to have a run like that of coming up with these original and yet proven enduring characters is rare.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that's call it magic, call it, talent, call it luck, call it whatever you will, but not everyone gets to do that. So that's really neat. And then of course
I don't know
now-
how many times I saw that 85 movie.
Oh yeah?
The Care Bears movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was on like repeat in like every kid's
My
house
name
for a
is
little
in the
while.
back of it.
Is it?
in the whatever
In the
credits?
credits?
Yeah, my name is in there. So then that came out in 81. The big year for Shortcake was 80, and the Care Bears was like 81, maybe 82, and then came. The writers, we always work with writers, which made it different than other toy people,
Okay.
We had a backstory always, and the characters had a personality always.
Right.
So a writer by the name of Tom Jacobs and I had talked many times, and he said, "Do you like the Little Rascals?" I said, "I loved the Little Rascals
Yeah.
growing up. I loved it." He goes like, "Let's do one based on the Little Rascals." And so therefore, the Get Along Gang happened.
Nice.
Right? That's how that happened. Just on a kind of a side note, you may want to cut this. I don't know.
Nah.
Tom Jacobs
chance.
freelanced, wrote for the Hustler magazine.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
And Care Bears. Whatever.
As you do.
I mean, works work, baby. Works work.
The yin and the yang inside of you are two wolves. Whatever metaphor you want to use. Light and Dark, The Angel and the Devil on Your Shoulders.
Speaking of the Little Rascals, Robert Blake did that shit, right?
Right.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
that took a turn. That took a turn.
Isn't that wild? That was Beretta. Was
Yeah.
one of the little baby Little Rascals.
Yeah.
Remember that the actor Robert Blake? And then,
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and then he shot that lady.
might have killed someone. But now, one thing that you mentioned was that you got credit in the Care Bears movie, and that's one thing. Well, doing as I've gotten to know you, because you and I have run into each other a couple of times now through comedy shows. I remember
Comedy shows, yeah.
seeing you back as far as when our friend of the show, Kristen Gentry, had an art show out at Deco Lounge forever ago.
Really?
I saw you there.
Yeah.
You've been a big supporter of arts and creativity here in Tulsa,
Absolutely.
and in getting to know you, of course, I've learned some stuff about your connection to these properties that I've known, throughout my life. And it's neat to see how, even though it was contract work, you didn't get to ride off into the Cleveland sunset on the royalties. You've been given credit for everything.
Not for Shortcake.
Not for Shortcake. And that's where I was going with this. So that's one thing where you're still not getting the credit.
Well, when they had, when it all started making it big, and then they said, local television, they said, we're going to have the creator of Strawberry Shortcake on the morning show, right?
Yeah.
It's the CEO and the president of the company.
Oh, wow.
I was not.
Yeah.
Not happy.
That's
No, I know. I just like, what?
Why?
And they wouldn't let me talk to anybody in the press, anybody. No.
So corporate America, man.
That's kind of the worst of capitalism in action there.
Oh boy, is it ever?
Eventually, I was
We
laid
love
off.
capitalism here.
Really?
Eventually, I was laid off.
Yeah.
Do you think stuff like that is still happening in the same way that it would back then?
Oh,
I'm sure it has to be.
I mean,
There's always going to be the push to earn money and not have to spend it, which means companies are going to try and.
the music
capitalize on
industry
things.
has gone completely commercial. I mean, the time of making it in music because your music is good is long over. It's long over. Like, you haven't been able to. There's very few exceptions here and there, but for the most part, like, you can have a great song, but if they can't sell you, like, and my visuals
Yeah.
being like your face, your body, your. I mean, in the brief time that I was almost about to get a record deal, I heard many times, "You're too fat to be a lead singer. You're too short to be a lead singer."
Tell that to Meatloaf.
Exactly.
Just gonna say, Mr. Loaf.
And I always go back to that era of bands. Like, you open up the liner to like a Foghat album, those dudes are just about as normal and regular looking as you could get.
yeah.
Like, they look like your friend's dad. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, you come with that song and they're like, "That's a great song. Can I let this model pretend to sing it?"
Oh, yeah. I had that experience. They had like videoing at American Greetings. They wanted to show the art and the artist and stuff like that. And they were going to show me drawing.
And they wanted to use it.
But my hands weren't pretty enough.
Oh my God.
Fuck off.
So they had the secretary
God.
draw.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Wow.
I hate it. Come on, man. And then they're like, just people are too vapid. It's like, no, you've made them that way.
Yeah.
You made it that way.
Yeah. By creating an illusion of
Of
perfection.
only perfection.
Yeah.
Only perfection.
I had a therapist. I always still have a therapist. But anyway, they said, he said to me, you homogenize yourself too much.
Really?
And I've taken that, literally, and
yeah.
I'm no longer homogenizing any of me.
Well, and I get that, and we touched on it earlier when you talk about how you
Good way of putting it,
you
too.
rather unabashedly own these characters now. At least in speaking to people, you don't shy away from drawing. You don't shy away from being honest about your contribution.
And I will actually then say, oh, by the way, I didn't do the color work, the final work, and here are some of the artists that did the final work. So I give them credit, and even because I couldn't do the Care Bears like forever, there was an artist that followed me. I couldn't do Get Along Gang forever, so I named the people.
The artist that followed you on Care Bears.
Yes.
What was their name? Does it start
Elaine?
with an E? Elaine.
Elaine
Okay.
Kucherik.
That's who did the lunchbox that my wife has.
Yeah, so she was She actually got royalties, by the way.
Really?
We need to call her up.
3%. She got a 3%, which like I didn't say she shouldn't have it,
Sure.
but
But where's yours?
Where's
yours? Yeah.
Is what it is.
1.5% at least. Come on. Come off of something.
I do have a letter from the CEO of American Greetings saying, we want to thank you for your contribution, continued contribution to the shortcake line. But
I was like, was there like a fruit of the month club in there?
no, but there is that letter that is proof.
Yeah.
And I put it up. So bullshit on the people that said I didn't do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to start a petition, man. Let's start a big petition. Give Muriel the credit she deserves. Get them residuals, royalties, whatever you want to call them.
Well, and what's nice, though, is that you have the last couple of years been really kind of building a kind of new empire for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And partially by being unabashed about this stuff, that you are the creator of these works, and you do still have new work that people can come check out, can purchase.
So I started my, after my husband died in 2018, horrible. And my kids say, Mom, you have Social Security and we'll budget you. We're going to have this much you can do for this. This is for groceries. And I go, no way.
Yeah.
No way. I'm going to, we were in debt, long illness. I thought, nope. I'm going to do a studio. I'm going to do, and my son said, Mom, you should call it Muriel Farian Studios. And I go, honey, that sounds like a chemical spill. We're not, we're not going with that. We're going to go with Out of Thin Air, which is where my ideas come from. And a friend said, you have 80 people on Instagram. You really have to get yourself out there more.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So I started, I got, my son lives in California, got a bunch of California people. They'll just sign up for anything, really. So, am I wrong?
Ask Scientology.
So then I started up and I had 80. And then I would do things like, people are going to drop out now, because I did Black Lives Matter Bear.
Good.
And
good for you.
But they took it. And I put all my money. I gave it to charity. Any money
the
I
sales
made,
of that bear?
yeah.
Nice.
But they stopped me.
Instagram did. They took down.
No, the copyright owner
Oh, wow. Really?
on Care Bears.
Oh,
So
okay.
they stopped me, and I thought, well, that's going to be like, I put this up. Man, it shot up. My had a lot more followers after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so this guy said at the end, like he's stopping me doing, it's like, okay, you're not going to ruin me on Instagram, are you?
Oh, he was scared.
He was.
Yeah.
Was. If you ever saw a scared person, we were doing FaceTime with him, my son and I, like, because they wanted to work with me, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, and my son and I said, if they say don't put the fist on the belly, we're out of here.
Done.
And so
Good.
he refused to say anything, and I said, no.
Yeah. That's what I love that, man.
Yeah.
We need more of that. More, what's the word? Integrity?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, and that's
Especially in art, right?
And that's what it is. It's easy when you have a big company talking to you and trying to pitch you on something to say like, oh, okay, maybe they've got money. Maybe this will be an answer, a solution, a path forward for me financially.
Yeah, they're dangling that proverbial carrot, that capitalism carrot in front of you, going, you don't want to be destitute, do you?
But they with you've already seen how they can just kind of turn a blind eye to you, how they can ignore you the minute that they feel. So you're wiser than some might be in that situation.
yeah, it's like corporations, they may say we're family, we're not family.
No.
Exactly.
We have a heart. No, you don't.
No.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Sure. Until the profits turn, until the CEO has a change of heart, it's all contingent on something, and that's why it's not a real family.
I've had good bosses.
Yeah, same.
But I've had 13 bosses in my life,
Yeah.
and 4 of them were good.
Okay. Yeah, that's great for the 4 of them. That's still a bad percentage.
But you'll always be your best boss, right?
Oh yeah, because if you screw up, you screwed up.
Right.
You face it. You
You
fix
own it.
Yeah.
If you did so in a corporation, if you screw up, you own it. if you do well and you succeed, they own it.
Yep.
If you're on your own,
Absolutely.
you own it.
Yep. So right. God, gotta be our own boss, Hilton.
Yeah. Well, we're trying. We're trying.
You can't be my boss though.
Yeah, we should. Barely partners.
That's not true.
So
not true.
so Evan and I are we've decided, because one time we were at the show, he has lots of people that follow, a lot of women.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop,
It's
whoop,
true.
whoop. He does.
Sexy Evan.
I know he is. So anyway,
symbol.
one woman was fangirling him, like, "Oh, it's really Evan. I really get to meet you in person.
king
Oh
of
my
Tulsa."
gosh! Oh my gosh!" She was so excited, and I go, and she's quieted down for a while. I go, I'm more famous than he is. and Evan said, as long as we're equals.
Oh, Evan.
I don't even remember saying that, but
Yeah.
I probably did.
And that's one reason why we kind of wanted Evan to come hang out as well today, was because the two of you have been a little inseparable at some events here in town. I've seen you at Heirloom with Evan. I've seen you at the Looney Bin with Evan. How did you guys meet, first off?
We met at the Community Art Home, which is an event at a friend of ours' house every single Monday, starting around 6 o'clock.
It's amazing.
It goes to like 11 or something. It's in East Tulsa.
That's cool.
And it started out pretty small with 8 people in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it grew, and now it's 70 people sometimes or more.
And this is like a little art exhibit?
No. It's everything. It's creative cacophony.
Oh, wow.
So we have live musicians, singers, you have instrumentalists, you have people sitting around kitchen tables drawing, you have 2-bit philosophers in the kitchen. Yes, it's everything. And
Interesting.
And I call it Generation XYZ and me. I'm the only boomer. And this is the reason, because other boomers like, well, you're a boomer, and you go, we're going to try it. And they stay there for about 10 minutes. And they say, is it always this noisy? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So Evan, this is, I don't drive. I don't have a car. I don't have a car, and I don't drive.
Okay.
Never,
enough.
ever.
Oh,
Never
okay.
happened. I'm one-eyed
I see.
from birth.
Depth perception.
Depth
Right.
perception, right. So, if people aren't, I can't find deep people either. So anyway, so there was two people that came and would pick me up to take me out there.
Yeah.
One, and then she had her life got real complicated, and then it was only Evan. And it was Evan,
Reliable Evan.
but and he's fabulous.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, he's a treasure. Don't let him hear that. Everybody says he's a treasure. I go, yes, I know.
I know. I keep saying, whenever we keep, how long are we going to be able to keep pumping Evan up before it goes to his head?
At some point, his supervillain phase will kick in.
Yeah,
And he will hold us hostage at the
Evan
Jazz
turns into
Depot.
Lex Luthor.
so he, but it
We should pop the
follows.
bubble now.
So it follows that his shows follow on Monday.
Yeah.
And he said, the first couple, you want to go to my show? And I go, I don't go to comedy shows.
No, they're awful.
Never. And so I said, then I finally said, I relented. I said, okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
And now I'm like an expert on an audience. I'm an audience expert.
Nice.
on the comedies. Like, okay, this one was good. This section was great. Then they felt, but at first I wasn't used to it. And so they would pick on the old lady in the audience.
They single people out
They
on
do.
stage.
But this is like they came and the one guy was talking about how we couldn't get girls these days, and, whatever the words, and they aren't, you can't figure them out, blah, blah, blah. And he looks at me and he goes, and what was it like in your day?
Oh, no.
Boy.
And I said, oh, in my day, you mean the hippie generation? I got what I needed when I wanted it.
That's when you're like, my day's
Damn.
still going, boy.
Shut them down.
I love it.
Man.
Comedy rooms are weird, man. It's so funny too because you get obviously you get like an eclectic group of people in a room, and you usually have at least 2 or 3 different styles of comedy.
I love it. I
And
actually
you
love
sort
it.
of watch like who responds to what and who liked it all versus.
Hilton is so good.
Oh shucks, thank you very much. You're very kind.
It's so original.
Hilton was the first MC that I ever saw when I went to the Looney Bin when I was thinking about doing open mic for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Hilton was the MC, and I was like, oh, that guy's good at that. That's good at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I
Because he's
remember
smart.
Yeah, I was like, because it was like the first local comic I'd seen.
So some of them you can get up and he's like, that IQ. Is that my?
Maybe. Good little rhythm.
Phone is ringing. Oh my God, get it together. See what's happening. Ad rocks down with the
Sorry,
Ioni.
you
It's
should've
okay.
told me put it on whatever.
To be honest, we never really think about it.
I
It was
think
a good little
Oh,
rhythm.
it's all right. It may
Yeah.
be. It may be my doctor. It's fine. Oh, great.
Speaking of the rhythm,
Is the rhythm going to get us? Rhythm's going to get us.
I think I first met Hilton at Utopia, right?
Maybe.
Utopia.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
the one on Sheridan? Was
Yeah,
that
well,
on Sheridan?
Then it became Juice Maker. Now it's
Yeah.
closed. Yeah.
Now,
That
now
was
it's called closed.
Now it's called Closed.
I'm
The hip new club closed.
I'm glad you
That
remember.
could be a good name.
It's super exclusive because no one can
Closed.
get in.
Closed is now open. What?
Hey, we got something here.
And then when it's when they just leave the sign on all the time because when it's open, closed is open. When it's closed,
It's obvious.
yeah. I'm glad you remember how we met.
TM.
'Cause I don't remember how we met.
Well,
at
I was
all.
just so new that you know how you remember everything when you're new.
yes.
And that's what it was. And then we went over to the ambassador room, I think it was called. Billy had that show there, and that it was kind of that fancy
Yeah,
hotel.
that red room or
That red
whatever.
room, yeah,
over
we-
near 31st and Garnett, or maybe
Red
11th and
room.
Garnett.
We were both on that together too.
Wow, yeah, we
that
were.
might have even been the same night.
I think it was a
or
different night.
the same week.
I remember that show. Fritchie was on that show
Yep,
at
he
the
was.
Ambassador
Yep.
Room. Who's the guy? He was military.
Jeremy Cessna.
Nope, but I remember he was a human that lived also.
Dated reference.
I love it whenever you're not like, he was a good comic. Yeah, that was a person that existed.
Jeremy wasn't a bad comic. I wasn't
it's
trying
just
to diss
funny.
on his comedy. I just that's not who I'm thinking of. But either way, I remember that show because I had actually my current car, but I bought my last car that day, and I got to do that was my first drive with my new car.
And you're on another car.
And now I'm on another car. That's how long I've been mediocre at
I
comedy.
really love it. I love it.
See, when you're a new comic, you remember everything about the show, and then when you've been doing comedy a while, you just remember the drive in the car.
The drive, exactly. Yeah.
I'm excited to get back to
You remember
it.
other stuff that happened while doing comedy.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back to it, man.
You're
I'm about to hit it again.
You're gonna be back
February
on stage.
18th.
Yeah, I bad news by the way. I'm gonna try a bunch of new stuff that night. And
Oh, that's not
so
bad news.
it might
I thought
not
you were
work.
about to tell me you're dropping it. I was like,
No,
you're
I
telling
was
me
just
that
gonna
right
say,
now on air.
it's gonna be like an open mic for me.
I want to go, and then I could like rate them.
Yes, you can tell me
absolutely.
if the new stuff should stay.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be there.
You'd be like, the new stuff sucks. Stick with the classics.
Do the duck joke.
Oh man, I forgot about that
That's
joke. for a minute.
that's him. He'll be like, people are like, oh, what am I going to do next? The comedian. He's
Here's
like,
what-
here, do this one. No, okay.
So the child that I wrote that joke about, that was 6 years old, is just turned 16.
Oh wow,
Wow.
That's how old that joke
that's
is.
amazing.
Isn't that wild?
I thought
you-
you were about to say 25.
Yeah, no.
I guess how long have you been doing comedy now?
Since 2010.
2010. Okay, so this is year 13 for you.
Yeah,
Man.
But there's been little hiatuses. I had 1 year that I took off to be when I was playing with Greater Than Planes.
Sure.
We were playing a lot of gigs, and so I didn't do stand up very much at all that year.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at that as a year off. I mean, I
Okay.
did do shows, but it was very rare.
Okay.
But yeah, I was in that like I'm playing music again. Like here we go.
Yeah, you
Music's
were a rock
always
star.
my
You weren't
passion.
a comic that year. You were a rock star that year.
Because that's what I did first. I was 17 when I joined my first band, and I played music till I was 29, and then I started doing stand up.
Yeah.
But then COVID hit, and that was another long break. And
For everybody.
yes, well, for most people,
Yeah, right.
there was some that were like, I don't give a fuck. But to each their own.
I did a show with your band one time. at
Yeah, with
Yeti.
Greater Than Planes.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that
cool.
was good. I missed that band. That was really fun.
You guys were good.
Yeah, it was just like Americana rock and roll. Like,
You're still friendly with those guys, right?
yeah, oh yeah,
We need to have Justin back on the show.
we do. He's doing a lot more.
He's acting.
film work.
Yeah,
he's doing more
it's 'cause
acting.
he's so
and
damn handsome.
He's directing videos and stuff now.
Well, you don't
Music-
even have to be handsome for
He
that.
did the Golden Ones video.
Oh, more
pretty
wonderful people.
Yep.
We
Yep.
just had them on a few weeks back talking about the.
Have you gotten to see that band, the Golden Ones?
Don't
They're local.
think so, did I?
I've seen them.
It's Sarah's band.
Jesse and Sarah
Sarah
Frick?
Frick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
Yeah, they're
fantastic.
great.
Power couple.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I heard them.
Fair enough. I think you'd dig it.
Yeah, I got to host for them at Mercury Lounge I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, so maybe less.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So speaking of music and my dancing, which we weren't.
Yes.
Speaking of segues,
So I started dancing after my husband died, and it was really to get through my grief. That's how I worked it. And it was pitiful and lame, but I started videoing.
But no one viewing it thought that at all.
But I at the beginning they did, and then
Oh, okay.
but I had a very courage. Yeah, go girl. So after that, I just kept dancing. I'm now at 575 video dances.
and
575.
Yes.
That's impressive.
From Instagram, and that's between being hit by a car, I got up and danced after that. Had a stroke, got up and danced after that, and just Christmas, I had my leg collapse
wow.
because I was being chased by a goose. Not funny, but being chased by a goose
They're so
on the ice.
They're so mean.
and
they're
my knee collapsed. So I've been since Christmas. Yeah. But I thought, you
Ain't
know
keeping
what?
you from dancing.
No,
right?
My ex-CO said, the unstoppable Muriel Farian.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that now. It's like I smile all during mostly my dancing. At first, it was very hard to smile and dance.
Sure.
It's weird.
I get you.
But now, and then I find fabulous local musicians sometimes. I don't pick a song because some music is popular. I don't do it. I just pick it because I like the name.
feel
Or like I'm wearing blue that day, so I'm going to dance to something called Blue. And, and I listen to a whole bunch of them. And I know you're going to ask this question later, but it's like, so one of them was Burna Man
Okay.
out of Guatemala.
Okay.
Wow. Cool.
And he is amazing. And he does, my son told me what he called banger reggae.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
Found him.
there you go.
Burn a man. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a song.
He's like great. So I danced to one of those.
Oh, we don't have
Oh, yeah.
because we got
don't-
the extra mic.
Okay, so we can't do audio on the show. Okay, no
we
worries.
can through my phone.
We'll find some Burn a Man and maybe try to throw a link on
Burn a
Facebook
Man.
as well.
Burna.
Well, and you
Burn.
said your son introduced you to them.
Yeah, we've shared music taste
Yeah.
for years. Ever since, so my dad hated my music, and he said, "You're going to be sorry because there won't be any rock and roll." And I said, "It's going to fade away."
It's just a phase.
Thanks, Dad.
Just a phase.
So,
Hip hop too. Just
so
a
I
phase.
decided that my children can pick any music they want ever. And I am not going to criticize them. I'm just going to sure, I'll buy you 9 Inch Nails. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're pretty great.
Yeah, that's when he was in high school. He discovered them, and I thought,
Yeah.
And so he shares stuff if he thinks it's okay for his mother, which is like, really, honey, I listen to your dubstep. Dubstep. I'm good for all this, and your Scandinavian
Now-
metal stuff.
I found Burn a Man and Burn a Boy. Is it man or boy?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Do you remember the name of the song? Was it?
It has me in it, like M-I for me. No.
There was a Tulsa rapper named Big Burna back in the
Okay.
90s.
Well, I was going to say there's Burn a Boy that has 200 million plus plays, and then Burn a Man that has less than 1,000.
So Burna Man is out of Guatemala, so I'm not sure that he'd have a huge, but he's big. He's big there.
Yeah.
I think it's Burna Man. You're just trying to confuse me.
No, Spotify's confusing me. I'm like, wait, is Burna Boy Burna Man's son?
I saw that too. And neither of them related to Burning Man, which
Nope.
is the big festival for hippies in the desert.
This is Burna Man. Smells like money.
I think we got a new show theme song.
Yeah, this is our new opening song.
Oh, smells like money.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Smells like a hit.
I want us all to smell like money.
I would love to smell like money.
Yeah, let's smell like money, you guys.
Unless you mean pennies. I don't want to smell like pennies because that
Okay.
probably means I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
And so I also did one for a local. My first one I did for a local was Mr. Burns.
Oh, yeah.
So Mr. Burns comes
So
into
good.
our Monday night group. Tall, handsome, black guy comes in. And he says, I've been looking for you. You've been looking for me. It was my second time there. I go, why? And he says, I wonder if you could dance to my music. I don't know. I will have to listen. And so,
That's fair.
and he said, it's Mr. Burns.
Oh.
And I go, okay. He wouldn't stop saying Mr. Burns, so I wrote it down. Okay, Mr. Burns, I'll look you up. His real name is Earl Hazard,
Okay.
which I thought would have been a better name.
That's
Anyway,
a cool name on its own, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He uses that
Exactly.
sometimes, though.
Does he?
Yeah.
He used that on the Fire in Little Africa song.
Okay.
That
He's
the
li-
one that Zach did the art for.
So he's
Gotcha.
listening to my advice. So anyway, I listened to like a bunch of his stuff, and I love the fact that he has lots of variety coming in. He's really a good instrumentalist, puts instrumental in his stuff. And then there was one that had no expletives, which is, I'm not against that, but I have all kinds of audiences. So let's leave out the expletives.
Sure.
One, and it was a fabulous song, and I danced to it. And I thought, you know what? I got to dance to some of his others. I'll just have a warning ahead of time.
There you go.
Okay.
Just turn the sound off. There's expletive. They're needed in this song. I wouldn't leave them out.
Right.
And so that was kind of a kick.
This can be your safe space if you ever need a place to come get your cusses out.
Yeah, you ever want to curse? Come hang out with us.
Well, no, I
gotta
can
get
do
my
it at
cusses
home.
out.
I just have a dog, and and his name is Cuffin, and you turn that around, and it works.
You're just sitting there watching MSM. Can you believe this fucking guy?
And he comes over.
He's like, yeah, they should get George Santos out of there.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing that I'm picking up on that I really think is interesting, and you talked a little bit about generations. You mentioned that you're a boomer, and you're running with a lot of non-boomers. You mentioned some of the
Yeah.
creatives that you've been seeing on Mondays. Evan, of course, is eternally 25 years old. So we've got that.
He's kept his inner child. He has, yes.
But and not to generalize anyone. Everyone has unique qualities, no matter what generation they're in. But the boomer generation has kind of gotten a reputation for being a little unwavering, unflexible, not
Sitting on their ass.
yeah,
Yes,
not open to
exactly.
new ideas, new music,
Yeah.
new art, and yet these are all things that you're embracing all the way.
Yeah.
What do you think is keeping your spirit of interest alive?
Whoa. You learn something from every generation, so I'm there to learn from the younger generation something. They have like people like, I had a lot of hard times because of the generation I was in, a lot of, sexism and just all kinds of crap like that. But it's not any easier now because the younger generations have to work 3 jobs to make things even mesh together. And I learned stuff. It's just, I want to be as authentic as I can be. And for someone to say, like my older sister, a woman your age should blah, 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 and shouldn't blah, blah, blah.
No.
And I thought, I've never been my age. I'm doing it like I want to believe. I do it the way I do it.
I always
that.
hate those. It's such a cop out on your own on someone else's behalf to say like, oh well, a woman your age should do this because why? Because society says that's the normal thing. Well, guess what? Guess who we made that up.
Yes, we make all of it up.
Thank you. I think about that about
Yes.
20 times a day
Yes.
about how, but we just made it up. Like, it's not set in stone.
No,
We made it up.
isn't. It
Everything can grow. Everything can learn. Everyone can.
Well, people will say to me, like, I want to be you when I grow up. And I said, be you now.
Yes.
Or I want to be you. I want to be just, I said, me is taken.
101, baby.
Well, people will try to put you in a box, but ultimately you have to get in the box. If you refuse to get in and you just do your own thing, then
Yeah,
you're doing your own
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and guess what? That's how new boxes are made. You know, new idea, like new trends come from the person that was like, yeah, but I don't want to dress that way or whatever, and then
Well-
they do it, and then everybody goes, oh, that looked really cool.
Well, so here's the thing. So with clothing, and I make up my stuff all the time. I love putting clothes together. People are like, oh, I want to see your closet. I said, it's all thrift.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like all size 2. And do you wear a size 2? Because you can borrow it. So I do that. But there are some things that the younger generations wear that I don't wear. You'll never see me in pants with holes in them.
Okay.
Because everybody thinks like, this is cool. Well, it goes back like 30 years to the punk generation. No, you're not doing anything new. You don't even know what the seed of this was. And I said, and here's the thing. I grew up poor. I'm not buying clothes with holes in it.
You're like, I had clothes with holes in them.
Exactly. It's like, I wear them. If they get holes, okay.
Right.
But I'm not
Fair
buying
enough.
them that way.
Fair enough. I came up a little punker. I have lots of holes in everything. Lots of safety pins and patches.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
it.
So my son didn't. My son is really interesting. But he did a thing where he had a old army jacket.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like an old army jacket, just, I don't know, khaki color, whatever. And it was all ripped. And so he didn't sew it. He stapled it all together. And then he put his Social Security number across the back in big letters.
Oh man,
And we
that's
went,
punk.
And we went to, and his hair was purple at the time, and that was way back, right?
Yeah.
Way back in like the late '80s. And we go into this thing, and his very conservative, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, very conservative. They were like, "Oh my God!" I said, "They just think he's part of the exhibit. Don't worry about it."
That's great, man. Putting your social security number on the back of your jacket—that's a flex right there.
That's a bold move.
That's like do what I don't care. You know, like that's
steal my identity. Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. That's punk.
Respect. I had an upside down flag that said the Star Spangled Lie. That was my big.
That was
F
your big
you.
flex. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that, and I got in trouble for that in high school. My band director did not care for it.
I had a
Memorial for you.
I used to wear Converse All
Alva.
Stars. Converse All Stars. The tip of the shoe is white. It's
Oh
like
yeah, we
white
used to write
rubber.
all over those.
I wrote God Who on the tips of my shoes, and then walked around school with that.
that's. I mean, I was in art school, so I had, pretty worn out jeans, really.
Okay.
And then I would draw on my jeans.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that too. Also, remember the whiteout pens, and then you would write like draw on your backpack and stuff.
Yeah.
Draw on your
On your binder.
Yeah, thank you. That word.
You're a trapper keeper.
Oh,
I was thinking Trapper Keeper, but those were like plastic. And they had,
Oh,
like,
those were ugly.
The Lisa Frank.
I just want to point out I'm still
Oh.
rocking a
Oh,
Trapper
my
Keeper in
God.
2023.
They came back.
God.
That was like you just got that. That's a new one.
So everything mostly comes back.
Cyclical.
But a little bit fragmented, throwing, like somebody had their the 23-year-old son, and he got himself, what is it? What's the hair thing in the back?
Oh,
Ponytail? No.
No,
Rat
no.
tail.
No. From the 80s and the long hair.
A
in the
mullet.
back. Mullet.
Mullet.
So he got his hair in a mullet.
A mulletus terrificus.
But he actually looked good in it. It's probably going to grow too long and he won't look good in it anymore.
Well, it's always it's
a
like a new
balance.
take on it. You know, they
it is,
it's-
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
you have to balance the business up front with the party in the back.
That's right.
There's a balance to it. Yeah.
Oh, I
They're-
like that analogy. I never used
Oh,
it.
you've never heard the
that's-
business
yeah,
in the
I
front,
can't-
party
I
in the
can't
back?
Can't claim creating that one.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
not,
there's lots of
that's not an
fun.
original
There's lots of
Home
fun
Price.
names for that. You got the Norco neck warmer, hockey hair,
Funny.
achy breaky hair.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's different types of mullet.
So
you have your
lately,
waterfall mullet.
Since I've
Camaro mullet.
since I've been through all those decades,
Yeah.
I brought this year because it's cold and I get cold really quick. I brought the layering back where you put a T-shirt over the long sleeve shirt.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a good one.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one needs to come back.
I was going to
so
say,
I'm
being
glad for that.
being a '90s
Yep.
teen, that was our jam.
I've been
Was
seeing
Yeah.
it. They've been sharing on social media. I've been seeing they share that scene from The Faculty, the movie, The Faculty, and one of the kids has got
Hartnett.
that. Josh Hartnett, exactly.
Yep.
Good call. Josh Hartnett's wearing the long sleeve,
Yep.
with the short sleeve over
Well, I
it.
had to do it with my son because he refused to wear any shirt with buttons. And so he would, and then in the winter in Cleveland,
It's cold.
and he always wanted a picture shirt. He just called it a picture shirt.
like
I need a
graphic tee.
picture shirt. And if he didn't have one, he'd cry and scream and have a tantrum. So one day, we didn't have one. It was all dirty and watched the clothes.
Yeah.
And I painted him one.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
I painted him an alligator shirt.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, that's when mom can make your graphic team.
That's rad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know what I used to do? We used to do the the T-shirt over like a collared shirt. You do like the cool punk tee
Yeah.
over like the shirt with a collar.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic look.
You know what? Okay, so sometimes when you're a kid and there's the thing that's cool and your parents are like, "You look like an idiot." And you're like, "You don't know what's cool," right?
Yeah.
And then you grow up. Sometimes you grow up to be an adult, and you look back, and you're like, "They were right."
Sometimes mom and dad are
my
right.
example of that is Jinkos.
Oh man.
I was.
What is that?
Do you remember? Okay,
They
so
were- I'll
yeah,
pull 'em
pull
up.
up an image if you don't mind, Hilton. These were the '90s jeans that were just super baggy.
Oh, yeah.
Dragging the bottom of the ground.
yeah.
Now I was obsessed. They were huge in the '90s, and
Oh
they
my
were
gosh, how
so
funny. I
they were
love
so
'em.
unbelievably popular. Everybody had them. I had to fucking have a pair. Had to have a pair.
Yeah.
Looking back now, I'm like, they were right.
Obnoxious.
These look ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
They make you look so short. Number one,
Oh, I can't have that.
right? I don't need any help looking shorter.
I'm 4'11", folks.
Here's mine. I
The Cavariccis,
I had
baby.
Z Cavarici jeans.
I had a pair.
Yeah, those
Absolutely. too, yeah.
Now those are coming back. This is like a
Yes.
modern take on the Cavarici here. This is like a new version of the Cavarici.
So
I didn't know I had a name.
and what is it? So they're a little
I
like
think it was the designer.
they're wide in the leg. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and then
but
tighter on
tapered
the
at
ankle.
the yeah.
Okay.
Like joggers almost.
And then in a high waist
Yeah.
on that.
High waist, usually pleated.
I saw AC Slater on there with them.
Did
Oh,
you?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
well,
Oh yeah. Slater's got the
he's a handsome
Cavaricis.
man.
So I just bought a pair of, they're actually clam diggers. Better, you know.
I beg your pardon?
They're called clam diggers, and they're like cropped pants. But they'll say like, "Oh, they're whatever," but they're not. But they are actually clam diggers are actually longer.
Oh, they're like long shorts.
Yeah, well, they're fluff. They're like longer than that.
Yeah, not
Oh, okay.
quite capris.
and they're baggy
Oh, okay.
because they're supposed to be baggy.
Okay, maybe something more like this here.
Yeah, but they're so I got some with wild colors, and I got it from England. It took a month to get here, and then I looked it up, and they're made in France.
Oh, okay.
They're like the coolest pants ever. I love them, and the same thing, high waist, lots of room in them, so I can go dig clams in Tulsa.
I don't yeah. I couldn't remember off the top of my head my map of Europe, and I was like, does France have a lot of beaches? Ton of beaches. Ton of beaches. I was thinking Germany for a minute. I think I was
Oh,
getting
he did
confused.
not get a high graded geography.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Sorry. In fact, wow, actually,
lot of water around France.
yeah, really,
lot of water.
mostly water.
Yeah.
Really, France is like 85% water.
Not landlocked for
Yeah,
sure.
It's a lot of wet baguettes. In
Poor
France.
Austria over there.
Yeah, that's where they landlocked. That's why he was so grumpy. Another story. For
Got
you.
those landlocked blues.
Exactly.
I go for the fries.
You ever heard that song? It's a good song.
Landlocked Blues. Who's that by?
Bright Eyes.
Okay.
He's just making this up.
That's what we do.
Oh no, Landlocked Blues is a great song.
Okay.
I think Emmylou
Can I
Harris
dance
is on
to
that
it?
song.
Can I dance to it?
It's a little slower. It's a little bit more of
Well,
like
You can
yeah.
waltz to it.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I can't.
We could.
Oh
send you
yeah, I
some-
can.
There'll be some bright eyes that would work. For
That's
dinner.
would-
very
there would
true.
be.
Oh, absolutely.
I will have to ask my son, like, what's going to work, honey?
Let's play this and then let's go into picks and plugs and then I gotta get ready.
What did I,
Bright Eyes, Landlocked Blues.
There it is.
If you walk away, I'll walk away.
Oh yeah, this is a good song.
Yeah. Not easy to
First tell me
dance.
which
But here you go.
road you
This is one you
take.
could probably dance to.
I can.
It's called First Day of My Life. It's a beautiful song. Really good songwriter, this guy. Connor Oberst.
Oh yeah, we know him.
We, you,
This is
and
the
who?
first day of my life. Swear I was born right in the doorway.
Whoa.
I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. They're spreading blankets
Oh, that's nice.
on the beach.
It's really good.
Yours is the first face that I saw.
Lovely.
I like this.
Beautiful.
I'm
That
a big-
whole album is just incredible.
I'm a Digital Ash.
Oh,
fan.
Digital Ash and
Yeah,
Digital Urn?
big fan. yeah.
Okay. Right on. That
Yeah.
that was they came out at the same time. That one and
Morning Wake.
I'm
Me.
Wide Awake It's
Wide
Morning.
Awake.
I'm Wide Awake It's Morning is the much more folky, much straight up folk songs, a lot of them. And then Digital Ash, obviously,
was like
a little bit
2005,
more
I think.
electronic.
I kind of like the people that send me their music and say, "Could you dance to this?"
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I danced this. They didn't send me music. The Coronas out of Ireland,
Okay.
and I found one of their songs. I danced to it. Then they came on my Instagram and said, "What a beautiful job you did!
Oh, that's awesome.
It makes my day." And then Tammy Nielsen out of New Zealand.
Okay.
And she's kind of like, I don't know what she's kind of like. She's bodacious. And her brother, Johnny Confidence,
Great name.
contacted me and said, "Would you dance to my sister's music?" I said, "Well, let me see." and she one of her songs is "Big Boss Mama."
Oh, that's great. That's a title.
And she's huge. I mean, she's a real big person. She kind of dresses like the B-52s.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And here I am, little me, right? I did Big Boss Mama. That was such a fun song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sounds like a fun song.
I think she's like maybe the top of New Zealand's music.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you're like the big boss mama of Strawberry Shortcake and the Care
I'm
Bears.
a big boss mom of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Of like the floor going bad on me. But yeah.
So for folks who want to check out your dancing videos, they can see those on your social media accounts, your Facebook, your Instagram.
Yes.
What's
yes.
your handle?
Out of Thin Air, OUTTA, Thin Air.
There you go.
Yeah, outa, not out of. Outa.
Right.
Because Out of was like some kind of a rapper with a crappy mouth. So
Okay.
I thought I want to be a little bit different
Fair enough.
and
Dare to be different.
I
Dare to be
like.
different.
I like that you just in your critique of that other creative that I believe that their use of language is not up to snuff because we've already learned that you can handle expletives in the right context.
Yes.
So to say crappy mouth, I believe that. But anyway,
It's less about the words, right,
and the use.
yes,
Dig it.
the use
dig it.
thereof.
But Out of Thin Air, that's where they can find your dancing. And that, again, is the name of your studio as well.
Yes, I have so I live in Tulsa. My studio is in Beggs, Oklahoma,
Okay, that's about 40 minutes east of us.
and
believe.
I don't drive, and I don't have a car.
It's a lot of hitchhiking.
But I have a Facebook page called Muriel's Drivers. So people who just want to drive me,
There we go. Can sign up.
sign up.
That is fantastic.
And I promise that they will like the ride and, and then what we say in the car stays in the car and things like that.
Love that. Actually, that sounds great.
Now, for folks who want to look at some of your artwork, reach out to you for commissions or just,
yeah.
write how much you have led to them having an amazing life growing up through your creations, what's the best way to get in touch with
It's
you?
outofthinAirstudio.com.
Okay.
And it's like my selling site,
Beautiful.
and it's my personal selling site. But then they can leave me messages too. So
Let me just double check. And is that the right? It is the right handle.
There we go.
OUTTA thinairstudio.com. Mm-hmm. So, and I also saw that if you search your name on
Just
Wikipedia,
instant nostalgia when I see that.
just
style.
see that Strawberry Shortcake
Instant
thing that came up.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's very impressive to have artwork that's powerful enough to evoke that.
And we've got original prints, we've got books, postcards. You do framing on here for some of the original pieces. So,
Ooh, really cute earrings.
All leather earrings made in Oklahoma.
Nice.
Hand painted.
The ones you're wearing right now, yes.
What do I have on?
The
frogs? Oh, yeah, my
frogs?
frappe frog that
Yeah.
went with lemon meringue.
and
There it is, right there.
you got a frappe keychain right here. Frappe is a great name.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we got the. They got
There it is, the leather
earrings.
frappe frog earrings.
And my earrings are coffee or tea earrings. You have your choice. So
that's cute.
So the person that was the 16,000th follower,
Yeah.
once in a while when I hit a certain 1,000 mark, I send them a message, and the message is, I am sending you a piece of art because you were the 16,000 follower.
That's so cool.
And the guy said, he goes by Grumpy Cafe in Brooklyn, New York. And he said, you're kidding. I said, I'm not kidding. No, I'm going to do this. And he said, do you drink coffee? Yes, sir, I drink coffee. I savor it. I have 1 cup a day. And he goes, I'm going to send you coffee. Great. So that's what I do. And people don't believe I'm going to do that. It's like, I don't tell people I'm going to do it. Then they're kind of like crazy. I'm going to jump on just to jump off. No. You have to be like really. So yeah, Grumpy Cafe is now getting some art. Yeah,
That's
and I'm
awesome.
going to send them the earrings. I'm going to send them the coffee tea earrings.
Yeah, those are really cool. That took me a second to find it when I was looking at all the other stuff. But yeah, those purple, those right there. That's really cool. I like that design.
And a ton of variety on the shop as well. So for folks that are looking for gifts or for something unique for themselves, there's not just prints. There's not just earrings. You've got keychains. You've got T-shirts. You've got postcards. Large art, small art. So just a variety of things for folks at different budgets
Right.
to come get something original and get a chance to support a local artist.
That is really my intention. So that once in a while I'll have a piece of original art that'll go like for quite a bit of money. But it's like, you know what? Somebody wants a print. I don't want to have like crazy prices that somebody, like one person says, I'm going to buy some of your earrings, but I'm a teacher, so I'll be paid, at the end of the week, and then I'll buy something. But they can't afford it. That's the deal. They can afford it.
Yeah.
Well, and likewise, you said that you also do live appearances at shows and conventions and stuff. I'm guessing
yeah.
you'll bring merchandise to sell as well.
I will, but I'll bring an assistant that sells our merchandise because people just want to talk to me.
Oh, sure. Okay,
So
yeah.
I just have
Smart.
You gotta have a buddy.
Someone
So-
to handle the sales.
They handle the sales, like, just go over there, but if you want to get a picture with me,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you.
And at those live appearances too, sometimes
You
people
better show that wad. Flash that wad.
Well, people will walk through the sales hall or the sales floor or whatever, and they may not be there to buy a big piece of art, but something where they can just spend $20 and walk away with original earrings. That's an easy price point for a lot of people to commit to.
Or it's like I have to charge for my photos, which I didn't originally,
Yeah.
because I was next to somebody from Hee Haw, and they always charge for their photos. It's like, you have to charge for your photos. I'm charging for my photos. Okay.
Well, and that's the thing is
From Hee Haw.
you
That's a blast
feel
from
like
the past,
a photo
too.
should just be an easy thing
to
and
watch
everyone
that.
gets a pick. But you realize too, like, you put all this time and effort into creating things, into maintaining your brand, into trying to build an artistic portfolio
Right.
for yourself.
Right.
You've become part of that product.
And if I signing their stuff, I ask for a donation, and that donation always goes to a local charity.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That is sweet.
So not only are you giving it, asking for a donation, which means that people can kind of, at varying income levels, can still contribute
Right.
without being locked into a certain price, but then it all goes to help others. That's really, really cool.
Right. And my daughter says, but Mom, you are the charity. So she,
There can be more than one charity.
It's hard to look at ourselves that way, isn't it?
it's like, yeah, you're living it, you're.
It's hard to take away that feeling of like, somebody else needs it more. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to turn that off whenever and realize sometimes, well, in this moment, I need it. And it's important to be able.
I like a lot of people lie about it, but I grew up poor.
Yeah.
I was one of 7 children. Our house was 924 square feet.
Right on. That's
Right?
not huge
And
for 7.
yeah, in the grocery store, we used to save the bruised fruits and vegetables at the end of the day for my mom. So we thought grapes came in paper bags.
That's how they grow.
That's how they grow, you know. And it's like, yeah, I mean, but my parents were very smart people and great. You know, they were good parents. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Nice. It helps.
As we wrap up into picks and plugs, any music that you'd want to recommend? Evan?
I think I know why the Trapper Keeper came back. You know, now trap music is big.
It's true.
And,
Trap houses.
Do you have a trap artist you'd
a
recommend?
trap artist.
Trap
Oh my
houses
God.
need a place to keep their ledgers.
You remember Gucci Mane?
Yeah, hell yeah, I remember Gucci
Well,
Mane.
sure.
So when we ride in the car, he's driving me,
Yeah.
and now it's like, now I go other places with him, but he shares his music,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I love. And
Has there been any standouts that you're like, okay, this I
Pine
really
Grove,
love? Okay.
Okay.
you know, there's this, and then he'll just go through and then sometimes he picks my music for me, just like things from my
Yeah, from your
way
era.
back. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I mean, it's not, you know, the nice thing about music is it does kind of transcend the era it's created in. That music,
one of my
good
favorite-
music is eternal.
One of
you
my
know?
favorite things is the transition of listening to something ironically to realizing that you just really like it.
Sure.
Just had that crossover recently with Mr. Mister.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like about a year or so ago, I realized like, you know, I thought I was listening to Kiri because it was like, haha, look at remember this song? But now I'm like, I'm listening to because that song fucking rules.
Yeah.
I was asked recently, or just the audience in Facebook was asked, like, what was your first album that you actually bought for yourself, or first music you ever bought for yourself? For me, it was an album, obviously. I said, Donovan, Wear Your Love Like Heaven.
Oh, cool.
Donovan.
Yeah.
And,
Donovan
and
was such
somebody,
an interesting guy.
some guy says, so Donovan, was he an acoustic player? Who was he? And I go, oh boy.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
He was very all over the place.
So then I danced to something by him, but
Nice.
then I listened to him for a while, and I'll go back. I'll listen. The other day I listened to Dionne Warwick,
Okay.
Oh, sure.
you know, from way
Hurdy
back.
Gurdy Man. That's the song I was trying to
Oh
think
yeah,
of.
yeah.
By Donovan?
Yeah, that was the Donovan song that
It's
was
like
that
a
popped
yellow.
into my head.
What is it? The Superman. I played that. I danced to the
Okay.
Superman
Yeah,
song.
Sunshine
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Man.
And we listened to the band together.
We did.
Oh, that's good
like
stuff.
Bob Dylan, the band?
No.
Well,
Yes.
the band minus Bob Dylan.
Yeah, minus Bob Dylan.
exactly.
Like The
yeah.
Weight.
Without Bob
That's
Dylan,
probably
the
their
band?
most famous track, right? The Weight.
And what was the one? The train.
I don't know. That's the night they drove.
Yeah, the night they drove.
Cripple Creek. That's a big one
Okay,
too.
Cripple
sure,
Creek. So that was my husband's favorite music. So I had his playlist. I still have his playlist. I like a whole bunch of stuff. I like. I can let go. I can let go. I can let go. I
Yeah.
can't let go of his playlist.
Sure.
And his band was it. And so it was the anniversary of my husband's death. And Evan says, would you mind if I played the music? I said, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I can listen to it. It's good.
That's awesome.
That's why. Okay, that's why Evan is a treasure.
Yes.
Okay, because he's just this.
Thoughtful.
He's got a lot of heart. And he's
Yes, he's
thoughtful,
very
yes.
thoughtful.
Yeah, it was beautiful listening to it with you and just driving around.
Yeah.
Man, that's good stuff. Hilton, what do you got, buddy?
As always, come out to the second Friday of every month to the Starlight Comedy Night. We just had a great time last night with Joe Miller, Brett Jeffries, and then Dan Fritchie subbed in when we had a quick change in the lineup. So glad to see all of them on the show, and so glad that Rob and Lynn continue to have us at the Starlight. What else is coming up? There's some stuff coming up the pipe in the spring. You'll get a chance to see me at the 80s prom at Kane's Ballroom.
Oh,
Speaking
boy,
of our
I've been
friends,
there.
Rob and Lynn.
It's 11:11 right now, guys.
It is
Make a wish.
11:11. Make a wish.
It's not quite 420, but
Okay, that's a good wish too. I will be at Kane's for the 80s prom on April 29th, so you can see me there and dancey dance to all the music. I will also have a show coming up in Broken Arrow, like me and Mr. Hughes were talking about earlier. I believe that is, what is that show? That is going to be on April 7th out in beautiful Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So listen for me there. And that's really it. I don't have a. Do I have a pick this week? No, man. I'm gonna check out Out of Thin Air Studios. Go check out the website.
Yeah.
Support Muriel, and when you see her around town, be sure to say hello to her.
Yeah, because people come up and like a restaurant. There was the receptionist or the restaurant and the hostess, and she comes and she says, I walk in, she goes, "It's you." I go, "It is me."
It is.
What?
I am.
So I have my studio in Beggs, Oklahoma. I have creative retreats.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So that's for children over 8 and for adults and anywhere up to 8 people because it's a small studio.
Right.
So you can just like contact, like, you put the group together, please, not me.
Yes.
You got those people? I'll
That's
do a
awesome.
retreat with you.
Fantastic. And do you teach how to draw?
It's called a creative retreat. Means I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we do a little dancing, a little stretching, some poetry, some art, and then we eat cupcakes. You know, it's the way it is.
That sounds amazing. I need a good stretch and a cupcake.
Hell yeah.
So.
Stretching a cupcake?
Stretch and a cupcake.
That'd be a good name for a band.
It would be.
Yeah.
I have a plug.
Uh-oh.
Haven't had one in a minute.
It's true. What's coming up?
Saturday, February 18th, this coming Saturday, as you're hearing this, I will be at Heirloom Rustic Ales with our good friend Evan Hughes.
And you are headlining, no
am.
matter what the set is.
Let's use that very loosely. I'm excited. I'm gonna bring back some of the old stuff, but try out some new stuff that I've written recently.
So what date?
Saturday, February 18th. So
Week
this
from
coming
today.
Yep, a week from today, as
I'm
we're
gonna mark
recording
it.
this.
I'm marking it because, like, I'm going to rate you.
That's going to be fun.
I can just like write my column.
Yes,
no,
please.
I don't.
It's not as funny as
And then might have a show in March too. So look out for that one. And then
your monthly dose of Zampino.
that's right. And then Max News is going to be coming back real soon with a few changes. So look forward to that. Maximum News, of course, your answer to everything crazy and stupid from the likes of Newsmax and OAN. We are the opposite of that, and glad to be doing it, and needs to happen, and to let people know that there are voices like ours in a state like Oklahoma.
And speaking of that work, we do still have more back episodes of Binge with Terrell Norton coming
Correct.
out. We have more than 40 episodes recorded in 2021 and 2022 of Terrell and numerous guests talking about a variety of TV shows. We will be releasing those 5 a week for the next few weeks, and then we will have brand new episodes with Terrell. So be sure to listen
right.
to those.
Absolutely. And we'll be slowly re-releasing all the old styling and profiling episodes for you to listen to, all the old 80s pay-per-view, wrestling pay-per-views. Myself and Cam Porter broke them all down match by match and had a lot of fun goofing on those. So you can listen to that and listen to me make fun of Vince McMahon a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because that guy sucks
I think-
hard.
Didn't we do like Mania 5 together?
I believe
One of
so.
those,
One of the
yeah.
WrestleManias. Yeah, one of the early ones, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Man,
think it
that
was in Trump's Plaza. Or
That's
whatever.
5. Yep, we did 5 then. Oh, Muriel, listen to this. This asshole. Listen to this. What this dickhead did in WrestleMania 5. So they have it in Trump Plaza in Atlantic City, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Not only does Trump have a spot in the front row for him to be sitting,
man.
right? It's Muriel. It's lit. He has the spot where he's sitting lit.
What?
Like a king.
Yeah. Also,
I might try that for me.
And also,
I don't know.
I talked about it in the show, but I rewatched it a second time because I'm pretty sure that it's. I never really figured out if it was Eric or Don Jr., but I think it's Don Jr. that's with him, and he's a child, right? So kids
Yeah.
into wrestling. I rewatched it to see if Trump at any point engaged with that poor little kid. Not a once.
Wow.
Not a once.
Wow.
He had a security guard in between him and his dad, and that's who he was talking to through the whole show.
Oh man.
So if you need a little insight into why Don Jr. or Eric, whatever one it is, might be the way they are, there's a little bit of that.
I
So
think
watch
Don
wrestling.
is right. I think that you're right. Yeah.
It's wild, man. That poor family didn't have a chance. Anyways, that guy sucks shit. Anyway. Different show. But
Absolutely. But this
Muriel,
show doesn't
thank you so much for coming and doing the show with us.
I enjoyed it, actually.
It's a
really.
fun time. We like to goof. We usually if we have you back, we'll dip into more of the stuff that we
Yeah,
usually do, like
seriously.
goofing on pop culture topics,
Okay.
stuff like
I
that.
like this.
We goofed a little.
Oh, we goof.
Some goofery.
Oh, we goof, baby.
Goofery is that really a word?
I don't know.
Goofery is another weird name for a band.
It's like modernity. It makes
Modernity.
it's one of those words where when I say it, I'm like, is that a word or did I make that up?
The word I use all the time is like I'm angst-cited
Angst-cited.
Oh, I like that.
That is good.
before an event. you know?
Yes,
I excited. Now I'm angst-cited.
I love that. Going to use that.
Yeah.
Evan, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for
Hopping in
bringing
again.
Muriel.
Glad to
Yeah,
see
always
you.
appreciate
See
it.
ya.
I'll see you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday.
And who knows? Maybe we'll see you here in a few more weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And as for you, person listening to this, I see you there, and I love you.
Take it from me. I love you.